So today's about the blahs. Anybody else feeling blah? You're not depressed. You're not in crisis. You just feel blah, right? So nothing's terribly wrong. Nothing feels especially right. And especially with everything that's going on in the world, lots of blahs. So instead of what's wrong with me, I feel so blah, the conversation is more about maybe nothing is wrong with you. Maybe your brain needs something different. Let me explain. So when we're in the blahs, we start judging ourselves. We start telling ourselves we should be more grateful. We should be more motivated, more productive, more excited. Huh. But what if the problem isn't you? What if it isn't about you? What if what you're experiencing is actually a very normal response, and it so is? Researchers actually have a name for this. It's called languishing. And Dr. Adam Grant, I don't know if you follow him, he's lovely. He's the one that brought that to the forefront during the pandemic. Languishing is that place between thriving and struggling. You're functioning, you're showing up, you're doing all the things, and you're not experiencing much enthusiasm, much joy, much meaning, or engagement. It's kind of like being stuck in neutral, and it's not very much fun. The interesting thing is that our brain is designed to conserve energy. Our brains are geared to do that. Our brains love efficiency. And when life gets repetitive, stressful, emotionally draining, or even overly predictable, our brain shifts into autopilot. Autopilot, like the same route, the same meetings, the same conversations, same worries, same responsibilities, blah, 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 blah. You're following me. Over time, we stop noticing many of the things that once brought us pleasure, meaning, curiosity, and delight. So my game here is to bring it to the prefrontal cortex of your brain so you can start re-engaging again and get out of autopilot. It's not that these things have disappeared, it's that our attention has drifted away from them. So the first thing I want you to stop doing is asking what's wrong with me and start asking what does my brain need right now? What a curious conversation. What does my brain need right now? And often it's very surprisingly simple. Your brain, number one, your brain needs novelty. Brains thrive on novelty. Research on neuroplasticity shows that new experiences, activate different neural networks and increase engagement. Okay, so what the heck does that mean? So before you decide to quit your job, move across the country, or reinvent your life, that's not what I'm talking about. You don't need a new life. You simply need to do something new. Like when you're driving, take a different route. You take the same route every time. Siri gets you going on where you're supposed to go. Take a different route. That's neuroplasticity in action. At the restaurant that you get the same meal, order something different. What a concept. So I'm not going to get as many Reuben sandwiches. Listen to music that you haven't listened to in years. Music is such a re-engager in our brains. Read a book that's outside your normal interests. Visit a new park. Take up a new hobby. I love puzzling. I'm a major puzzler. I love that. The goal isn't the activity itself. The goal is waking up your brain so it can become more efficient again. And so it leans out of overly efficient. The second thing that might help is movement. One of the biggest myths about motivation is that motivation comes first. Not even close. Our brains are not wired to work that way. We think, when I feel better, I'll go for a walk. No, it's just the opposite. When I feel motivated, I'll exercise. Nope. When I have more energy, I'll get moving. Research suggests the exact opposite. Action frequently comes before motivation, not after it, right? Movement changes your chemistry. It changes your mood. And the beautiful thing is that movement doesn't even have to be complicated. This isn't about making sure you get exercise. That's not the conversation. A walk around the block, stretching in your living room, working in the garden, right? Playing with your puppy or your kitty, dancing in the kitchen while nobody's watching. The goal, again, is not fitness. The goal is reminding your brain, juicing your brain, that your nervous system, and your nervous system, that life is still happening and that you're still participating in it. It's almost like when your computer goes in sleep mode, you're re-engaging your computer. Your brain is just like a computer. Last thing, third thing, We need connection. Oh my gosh, do we need connection? We are wired for connection and we thrive in connection. And probably ever since COVID, we've become more of an isolated culture globally, really. And when you're feeling blah, one of the most common things to do is withdrawal. We isolate, we stay home, we stop reaching out, we tell ourselves we'll connect when we feel better. Remember, it's just the opposite. Isolation often deepens the feelings that we're trying to escape. The connection doesn't have to be profound. Text a friend, call someone you love, play with a grandkid, meet someone for coffee. Talk to your neighbor as you're out there to ask her how she's doing, how it's going. Pet your dog, pet your kitty. Connection reminds us that we're part of something larger than our current mood, our current blah. And here's something I think is worth considering. The blahs aren't a problem to solve. There's nothing to solve here. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing wrong with you. Sometimes it's just information. It's information. Maybe you're just exhausted, right? Maybe you've been carrying too much for too long. That's many of us, truly. Maybe you're grieving something and you're feeling some of the feelings around that. Maybe it's a chapter of your life has changed. Maybe you got divorced. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe you got a new job. Maybe your mind and your body are asking for rest. We're the only ones that can give us rest. More compassion, more attention to ourselves. Not every uncomfortable feeling, and I see the blahs as uncomfortable, requires a solution. Sometimes it just requires curiosity. Yeah. So instead of asking, how do I get rid of this feeling? What is this feeling? You want to ask instead, what is this feeling trying to tell me? And often a much more useful one is not what's wrong with me. It's more about maybe nothing is wrong. Maybe my brain needs something different, a little novelty, a little movement, a little connection, a little compassion. Joy rarely comes from one giant life-changing moment. It's little, incremental, little things that build upon each other, a conversation, a walk, one laugh, one new experience. I sent my girlfriend, she's been my girlfriend for 30 years, I sent her a card. She just had surgery. And I put Deb the Amazing on it and sent her this beautiful card. And then I get it back because I forgot to put on the address. Okay. Oh my gosh, I forgot to put on the address. So what I did for fun and connection is I made a little video showing her the card without the address, laughing about, okay, I'm going to read you this card now. And it was a deep connecting moment with my girlfriend. We had a pretty good laugh. So little things, it's little things. And before you know it, the blahs begin to loosen their tight grip on your chest and on your heart and on your spirit. And life feels a little brighter again, right? Okay, I'm cheering you on. Mwah. See you soon.